Today, I will be discussing Trump's plan for the Middle East and how his words have potentially harmed the ceasefire in Gaza. Trump met with Netanyahu in the White House during a press conference and said that the U.S.'s plan is to take Gaza and that Palestinians must be removed from the area permanently. He is saying the quiet part out loud, that on top of a 15-month genocide, the plan all along was to ethnically cleanse or remove Palestinians from the area. A U.S. takeover of the Gaza Strip would require Israel restarting its genocidal war. Trump did not rule out troop deployment, saying if it's necessary, we'll do it. His plan is to develop in Gaza for Jewish settlers. Since coming into office, Trump has already authorized billions of dollars worth of weapon shipments to Israel. A Hamas spokesperson said that Trump's plan is a recipe for chaos. Hamas has been able to recruit just as many fighters as it has lost since the genocide began on October 7th. According to the spokesperson, the way to end the genocide is not to remove the Palestinians, but to end Israeli aggression and occupation. Trump even suggested that neighboring Arab countries like Egypt and Jordan take in the Palestinians, even though the leaders of those countries have voiced strong opposition. Israel used all of its might, and its military is on the brink of collapse as they tried to take Gaza. While they were successful at killing thousands of innocent civilians, they were not able to take the land. If the U.S. tried to do the same thing, they would likely fail and be humiliated on the world stage. This would all be just to keep Netanyahu in power. Either way, it is clear the Palestinians aren't going anywhere. If after 15 months of genocide they weren't compelled to leave, they're not going to leave after Trump and Netanyahu's plan. There is no question that this was a genocide and, by definition, an ethnic cleansing. Israel is a settler genocidal state. It invaded Palestine, settled on their land, which is illegal according to international law. The only way to bring peace is to end American support for Zionism. Zionism is the ongoing movement meant to establish and to continue to develop a Jewish state in Palestine. U.S.'s foreign policy is heavily influenced by Zionism. In the U.S., under Biden and Trump and many other U.S. presidents, we have financed this movement, giving Israel all the money and weapons it needs to claim this land. Based on our actions, it is clear we do not care about the Palestinians. Trump is backed by the most Zionist administration in history. Miriam Adelson gave him $100 million, and she is a big financial supporter of Zionism. Trump has already given Netanyahu assurances that we would allow them to continue to expand Israel. If you watch my previous video talking about the fall of Syria, Israel has already started to claim that land there, as well as attempt to claim land in Lebanon. Gaza really isn't a complicated issue. This is a failure of humanity to stand by and watch this happen to the Palestinians for over 15 months while we pat ourselves on the back, acting like nothing is wrong. Trump's words saying we plan to take Gaza have only harmed the ceasefire. He also said that if all the hostages weren't released by this Saturday at noon, all hell would break loose, as if he's ignoring the hell that the Palestinians have endured for the last 15 months. Meanwhile, Israel has broken every single part of the deal, while Trump calls out Hamas, who is abiding by the terms set in the plan. The intention really is to create an impossible situation where the Palestinians either leave or die. Hamas's main gripe with the deal is that Israel is not carrying it out. They are still targeting civilians, and they are not delivering the required aid that they agreed upon in the ceasefire. Even with these violations, fortunately, Hamas carried through with the deal this weekend, releasing 3 Israeli prisoners, and over 100 Palestinian prisoners were returned in exchange. Trump supporters seem to believe that Trump is making heroic strides in the Middle East and creating peace. The fact is, all he is doing is giving Israel everything it wants. You can't just eliminate one side from the conflict and claim there's peace. Trump's plan is no more Palestinians equals no more Palestinian conflict, but that's not how peace works. Fortunately, Trump is too arrogant to realize that Israel is physically and psychologically drained from this battle. Meanwhile, Hamas and the Palestinians are resilient. Hamas, again, has been able to recruit just as many fighters as they lost. I have faith in the resiliency of the Palestinians, and I do not believe this plan to ethnically cleanse them will work. I want to bring awareness to this issue because without awareness, there's going to be no outrage, and without outrage, there can be no change. I understand how easy it is to sleep on this conflict. It's halfway across the world. But the fact is, the quality of our life is diminishing over here because of our actions over there. It's becoming more expensive to live here and get our basic needs met because our money is financing the slaughter of people in Palestine. And not just in Palestine, wars all over the world. The first step is for us to be able to look the problem in the eye and not ignore it any longer. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Come on, look what you lose. You don't worry about it. Just let it go through. You don't worry about it. Come on, worry about it. يا غالية والله ذكرني بحالية كل ما دبل ما بيا بيقول لوني يعني بغيت اقول وقفت اقول لك رايح على غربي وبلادك احسن لك خايف يا صديقي تروح وتتملك وتعشي الغير وتنساني بغيت اقول وقفت اقول لك رايح على غربي وبلادك احسن لك